For decades, the American electoral system has functioned on a clear prerequisite. Voting is a right reserved for citizens. It is the defining act of membership in the Republic. But during a recent mayoral debate, when Karen Bass was asked whether non-citizens should be allowed to vote in local elections, her response was hesitant. She told the moderator, "It depends. It's not a yes or no." That ambiguity stands in contrast to the historical framework of the United States. We the People was established as a compact of citizens, tying political participation to a specific national allegiance. Now, inside Los Angeles City Hall, Councilmember Hugo Soto Martinez has introduced a motion to amend the city charter. The goal is to allow the council to expand voting rights in local elections, including for mayor, to non-citizens. By moving to decouple the ballot from citizenship, this local amendment challenges the boundary that has defined the American electorate since the founding of the Republic. Understanding the mechanics of these legislative shifts requires independent journalism that prioritizes transparency over political narratives. Shasta Unfiltered is committed to that mission, providing the North State with honest news and investigative reporting that looks past the headlines. Scan the code on your screen now to subscribe and support deep dive reporting that holds power accountable. Supporting independent outlets is essential for exposing the hidden strategies behind local power grabs before they become standard practice. The public justification for these measures is often financial. Because non-citizens pay local taxes, proponents argue they deserve a direct say in how those taxes are spent. Critics, however, point to the naturalization process as the necessary safeguard. Citizenship requires a sworn oath and a demonstrated loyalty to the nation, standards that a simple tax-paying status does not meet. The Los Angeles motion follows a path already blazed in Northern California. Both San Francisco and Oakland have previously implemented non-citizen voting, specifically for school board elections. This map shows how the strategy is expanding geographically. This identical legislative push has surfaced in New York, Vermont, and several municipalities in Maryland and Washington, D.C. These municipal motions function as a coordinated blueprint, slowly blurring the legal distinction between a citizen and a resident at the ballot box. While framed as an expansion of rights, these legislative pushes coincide with a period where traditional, native-born voters are increasingly alienated by local policy outcomes. This chart tracks the resulting shift. As native-born residents leave cities due to policy failures, the existing political leadership must find a new voter base to maintain its influence. By targeting demographics more likely to support expansive government and welfare programs, these politicians can replace the voters they have lost with a new, more reliable electorate. When viewed through this lens, expanding democracy appears less like a civil rights goal and more like a tactical move to maintain permanent political dominance. Because Los Angeles is the second largest city in the country, a charter amendment here carries significant weight for the rest of the nation. If this normalization succeeds in a major metropolis, it provides a tested legal and political model for similar changes at the state level. This creates a precedent that could eventually reach federal elections. If the requirement for citizenship is removed in the country's largest cities, the very concept of national sovereignty is called into question. Handing the franchise to non-citizens doesn't progress the system. It regresses it to a pre-Republican state, where membership in the nation is no longer the prerequisite for governing it. The ballot box is the final defense of a self-governing people, and it is currently under threat from policies that seek to erase the definition of who the people actually are. A functioning democracy requires clear boundaries, and citizenship remains the most fundamental one we have. To stay informed on the policies threatening election integrity, make sure to like, share, and subscribe. For more investigative reporting and honest news, visit ShastaUnfiltered.com. When a political party tries to import its own electorate, the integrity of the democratic process itself is what is being voted on.